What's up, guys? It's a beautiful day out here. It's about 47 degrees, which at this time of year feels like summertime. So I figured I might as well get out and get a little vitamin D in me and do a workout outside. I wanted to show you guys today a few exercises that I find to be weird and uncommon that I've sort of built up as a repertoire over the years. These are things that you can add into your workout to sort of shock the muscles, change things up a bit. A lot of these are things that can be done very quickly or at the end of the workout. Some of these things can be done at home, some can be done at the gym, some can be done outside. You'll notice a few things. A lot of them revolve around 10 minutes. And these are just a few things that I just don't see people doing that often that I think are great. They work for me. A lot of these things I've figured out over the years, and I've got a lot of them from muscle magazines or fitness magazines. That was actually a thing at one time. It probably still is, but yeah, I would just sit in the sauna and read these things. I know that a lot of this stuff is probably on YouTube now, but I just don't see people doing it a lot at the gym, and I just wanted to share it with you guys and take one of them, take all these. They might work for you, they might not, but I did some recently all at once and they absolutely ruined me, so I figured it was a great time to just share them with you guys. So I'm going to show you guys a handful of exercises that you can add to your existing routine or just do in place of a workout if you don't have that much time, if you only have 10 or 15 minutes or so. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you guys a few techniques for biceps that I don't see people doing a lot at the gym. And biceps are actually still pretty cool, okay? I know that they might not be in fashion, but fashion sort of goes in cycles, right? It's more of a pendulum. We went from skinny jeans to wide jeans, back to skinny jeans. You know, I mean, look at the NBA, right? We went from really short shorts to really long shorts, and now we're back to short shorts. So yes, biceps will be back in fashion. Legs will always be in fashion. Work out your whole body. Let's do the total package. And yeah, stick around to the end. I'll show you guys a couple cool things that I don't see people doing. So for this first one, all you're gonna need is a jump rope. I'm gonna use an ab mat because I'm outside and because I just like them. This is actually something I picked up when I tried CrossFit for 3 days. I had a 3-day trial and I just kind of realized it wasn't for me. What we're gonna do with this exercise is we're gonna do 10 double under jump ropes followed by 10 ab mat sit-ups. And we're gonna do that as many times as we can in 10 minutes. So if you're god-awful at jumping rope, just do singles. But the best part about this one is the worse you are at jumping rope, the harder it is, and the more it's just gonna tear you apart. So I'm gonna get down and show you guys what I'm talking about. So as you can see, I am not the best at jumping rope. If you have to stop and then start again, it gets a little bit harder. Guys, I will not lie to you for a second. This exercise is not fun. If you want a super efficient workout where you just put yourself through hell for 10 minutes and then be done with it, this is the one. Alright, this next one is what I call Shrug City, and this is by far the best trap workout that I can do for myself personally. I basically just lay out 3 different sets of weights in a row and just go from one to the other in drop sets with no rest in between. Make sure to get a nice squeeze at the top. Make sure you get at least 10 with each set. Don't cheat yourself. So in this one I went 75, 60, 50, and I do 3 sets of these. So you do the entire progression all the way down to the lightest weight, and then you take a break, and then you do it again, and then you do that whole thing a 3rd time. So really you're looking at 9 sets there. Okay, this next one is a front delt workout that I have never seen anybody do before. This thing absolutely blasts me. So you want to go down about 5 inches above your knee and then go up to the point where your arms are perpendicular to the bench. At the end here, I'm going all the way down to my thighs, and then I'm kicking my feet up just to get a couple more cheat reps at the end. But I do 3 of these sets to failure, and your shoulders will feel it the next day. This is an old classic called running the rack. This thing you can do especially for biceps. It also works really well for side delt raises or lateral delt raises. But you basically grab the highest weight that you can do safely, without hurting yourself. You do it to failure, and then you grab the next weight down, and the next weight down, and the next weight down. For me, I went 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15. So there's 8 sets there. And you pretty much only need to do this once. If you do it twice, you're really gonna feel it. But this is just a way to do a ton of drop sets and do them really quick, and you will feel it the next day. No rest in between, just kind of shake the arms out a little bit and just keep going. When you get down into these smaller weights, make sure to really squeeze it. This next technique is a variation on running the rack, but I call it running the stack, where you can do this on any of these machines. You basically start with a super heavy weight, go to failure, and then do 3 or 4 or 5 more sets, decreasing the weight each time. Sometimes I do every single plate, sometimes I skip a couple and go down a couple of plates. But each set to failure, and maybe do this at the end of a workout is usually when I do it, but you can do it on any machines. You can do it for triceps, biceps, any leg machine. The leg extensions, I love doing that. I do this for tricep push downs. I do this for lat pull downs. Anything where you're moving a stack of weight with a cable, basically, this can work for it, especially at the end of a workout. This next one is called a Z press. You want to have your legs straight out in front of you, and you're going to really engage your core as you push this thing up. I don't go all the way down. Some people might say you should, but I come almost all the way down, maybe 75% of the way down, and then bring my head through as I'm pushing up. If you put your legs out in front of you, that's really going to engage your core. Sometimes I bend my legs if I'm just focusing on the shoulders. But the key here is to do as many as you can in 10 minutes. So I take a break when I need to, for as long as I need to, but just see how many you can do in 10 minutes and then sort of track that over time and see if you can beat it the next time. Maybe you need to take more frequent breaks. Maybe you need to take longer breaks. This next one requires absolutely no equipment. You can do this one at home, and it's just good old-fashioned push-ups, race to 100. I realized what a great workout push-ups could be on their own when a woman that I used to work with started a firm-wide push-up contest, and they got the leadership to sign off on if you could do 50 push-ups or more, you were awarded a vacation day. So I tried it out, and for me, that was actually hard. I fill up with blood pretty quick. There was a lot of guys that are athletic but a lot less muscular than me that could really, you know, I think some guys got 90 or 100. I didn't see their form, but, you know, I believe it. These are, you will feel this in your lats the next day, you'll feel it in your triceps the next day, you will feel it in your chest, of course. Push-ups are actually a really good ab exercise too because you're in plank position the whole time. When I do these, I allow myself to rest in plank position at the top only. That's just my technique, but you can kind of do whatever you want. When I filmed this, I had done really heavy chest the day before and I was absolutely shot. So I think I might have gotten to 40 or 45 on my first set here. My usual progression is I'll do 55 and then something, you know, take a break, and then something like 35, break, 25, and then I'm basically doing sets of 10 from there on out. So go to 100, maybe a little bit over 100, whatever works for you. You know, your mileage may vary. So it's a great exercise, especially if you only have a little bit of time. This is gonna take you less than 10 minutes. This next one is just the same concept, but reversed. You're doing basically a reverse push-up. You're just doing parallel pull-ups. So try to get as close as you can to your chest. Keep your feet out in front of you and just really squeeze it at the top. And take breaks when you need to and go to 100. See how long it takes you to get to 100. This next one is more of a technique than a full exercise, but this is something that's actually pretty new to me. And the theory here is that if your tricep is 2/3 of your arm and your inner head of your tricep is basically 2/3 of your tricep, then we need to do more focus on that inner tricep. So what I'm doing here is I'm having my elbow out a little bit. I'm bringing my wrist right down to my hairline, and I'm keeping my forearm at about a 45 angle to my body. You want to lift these pretty much straight to the ceiling. You don't want your arm to come forward at all. It's going to be a vertical motion. When you're just starting out, I recommend you kind of put your hand over your face just to make sure you're not crushing yourself. Keep that thumb over grip. Sometimes I put my thumb on the bottom, but you're more likely to let the weight slip out of your hand onto your face if you do that. I also sometimes put my hand back over my face at the end when I'm getting towards failure. But again, these ones I usually do at the end where you don't need much weight at all, and I do them to failure. So I put my hand there just so I don't bang myself in the head with my wrist. And yeah, let's have some good manners at the gym, you know? Clean up after yourself. Try not to be a filthy rat at the gym, and you'll have a better time there. Alright guys, just a quick second here. I just want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to the sponsor of today's video, bananas. They're yellow, delicious, and full of protein. Okay, only 2 of those things are true. And nobody gives me any money to make these videos, but it would mean an awful lot to me if you guys would click the subscribe button. It takes a second to do and it's free. And if you could just give it a like, and it would just mean a lot to me and help me grow the channel. If you know somebody who is into working out and lifting weights, then you know, you can share this with them and maybe they can benefit from it too. Thanks. Okay, as promised, a few quick bicep exercises at the end here. These are a couple that I never see anybody doing, but I like to throw them in once in a while just to mix it up. This first one is called a drag curl, where instead of having it out in front of you and have your elbows sort of locked at your sides, you let your elbows go behind you and you drag the weight up the front of your abdomen. It's going to get the top of your bicep. Another one that's similar, and it's going to get the top of your bicep even more, is these seated curls where you're only going down to your knee. I try not to rest it on my knee, but at the end here, just like I did with the front delt incline raises, I rest it on my knee and I kick it up a little bit to get a couple of cheat reps at the end and go slowly down. And finally, one more thing that's new to me. I don't even know what this is called, but you're basically doing a preacher curl with a dumbbell. Lift it from where it is straight up. You're gonna get a little bit of motion, of course, as you can see from this side view, but keep your fingers underneath and try to lift it straight to the ceiling, and these absolutely ruined me. I don't know if it's because they're brand new to me and I'm shocking myself and I've never done them before, but I really think you guys are gonna like these.